The elderly beggar gave them a lesson they would never forget, despite their accusations that he had robbed him. Don Casimiro's bones and feet hurt so much as he walked. The rags he was wearing did not shield him from the chill. He was wearing no shoes, and after a hard day of traveling, he collapsed onto the ground in front of a stately home to take a little nap. Don Casimiro was getting too elderly to bear any more pain in his aching bones. It was then that Guillermo emerged from that lovely home, a young guy dressed in a suit and tie. "Amanda, my darling, get moving. We're going to be running late to the business. Thank heavens the bank provided us with the necessary financing to prevent bankruptcy for our firm. Exercise caution. I carry all the money in my briefcase, so you're going to forget about it." "Don't worry," his spouse Amanda retorted. "I'm leaving. Please give me a moment." The young guy then entered the opulent automobile and waited for his wife to leave the home, driving right by Don Casimiro without noticing he was there. After getting ready, Amanda headed outside, but she was furious when she spotted the elderly guy laying on the ground in front of her home. "Oh my God, this old bum is here again," says Amanda to Guillermo. "Look, I'm at my breaking point. It remains the same every day. He appears to be acting like he's dead. He ignores me even though I've already called at him many times to leave the area." Guillermo hurried to declare he would take care of it this time. "But what's this elderly man's opinion? Leave this place now. I'll get the cops to come get you." But Amanda cut him off, saying, "Hold on, the elderly guy will see." After saying this, she entered the house, got a bucket, walked outside, and splashed the water on the elderly guy, leaving him dazed and drenched. Subsequently, Amanda hurled the vacant pail towards his head, and Don Casimiro remained there, sprawled out on the earth, battered, damp, and filthy. When Guillermo and his spouse seen the unfortunate elderly guy attempting to stand but tripping in the water, they both burst out laughing. As she and her husband climbed into the car, Amanda said, "Look how embarrassing." "Look, old man, we've been more than gentle with you, but this is the last time I warn you," said Guillermo at the elderly man. "I'll let my dog do anything he wants with you if you're around tomorrow." Having said so, he accelerated the vehicle, causing Don Casimiro, who was still attempting to stand up, to get splattered with mud from the tires. His legs throbbed in silence. He was really thin and had not eaten in days. Don Casimiro finally succeeded in rising to his feet. Even though his stomach and bones hurt so much, he could see a briefcase near the front entrance that had been left behind. He realized right away that the pair had left it behind. Amanda dropped the briefcase she was carrying and neglected to pick it back up when she flung the bucket of water at him. Don Casimiro acted without hesitation. His body was weak from hunger, and his voice was lost in the automobile, which was already pretty far away, when he began to shout at the pair, telling them that they had left their briefcase behind. Because Don Casimiro was having trouble standing, he misplaced the bag and it slid to the ground, opening in an instant. He was astonished to see that the briefcase contained a large amount of cash. Guillermo and Amanda were traveling in the direction of their workplace during this whole ordeal. "Did you see how the old man's bones froze when I threw the water on him?" Amanda scoffed at him and remarked, "My dear, he was fortunate that you are a woman. Any other person would have disciplined him with hot water to teach him a lesson," Guillermo remarked. As they laughed and relived the episode, Guillermo asked his wife, "Love, where did you put the briefcase with the money?" abruptly. "I put it in the back seat, honey," Amanda said as she checked her phone for messages from her pals. Guillermo peered around the rear seat and saw nothing at all. He then used the brakes and came to a stop. "Amanda, that area is empty. Where did you store it?" "Shocked," Amanda said, "but I placed it there. It's not possible that it isn't." After exiting the vehicle, they looked beneath the seats, in the trunk, and behind the car, but they found nothing. There was no sign of the briefcase. Guillermo lost his temper. "How reckless you are, Amanda. Getting the money took a lot of work. We were meant to prevent our firm from going bankrupt with it. We have nothing right now." "Oh, please pardon me," a trembling Amanda murmured. "The old beggar must have taken it from us since I must have forgotten it when I splashed the cold water over the—" "That's what took place." "The couple didn't think twice," Guillermo remarked. To get the briefcase back, they hopped in their car and drove quickly back to the residence. Guillermo was driving like a crazy person, honking and indicating to other cars to move over. When they eventually arrived at the residence, Amanda noticed that the homeless guy and the briefcase were missing. "Oh my God," she said in a furious tone. The elderly man fled with your briefcase. Now what should we do?" "Of course he stole it," stated Guillermo. "What else could you expect from people like that?" They were stunned and already suspicious. They required the cash to settle substantial obligations owed by their business. For this reason, they had taken out a bank loan, but now everything appeared to be collapsing in front of them. Guillermo grabbed his cell phone in desperation and dialed 911. "Hi there, operator. Speak with the cops. I would want to report that I was robbed." Guillermo replied, "The thief is a homeless man who has been bothering my house for several days, but his wife cut him off." "Guillermo, see? Guillermo, here he is at last." Sure enough, Amanda was right about the elderly guy carrying the briefcase. Don Casimiro approached them at a leisurely pace, wearing no shoes. The chill of the earth made him stutter a little as his bones ached. The man approached Guillermo and Amanda, handed them their bag, and said, "Miss, you forgot your briefcase here, but I took care of it," leaving them stunned. "I apologize for not being able to inform you that you had forgotten it. I was too weak to yell loud enough to be heard as you were departing." When Guillermo and Amanda opened the briefcase, they discovered that all of the money was inside and undamaged. Not a single penny had been taken. Guillermo was then addressed by a policeman who said, "Sir, we're sending a patrol immediately. Please provide the address of your residence." "Excuse me, officer. This is no longer necessary," Guillermo shot back. Everything was misunderstood. After saying this, he ended the call. "Sir, I thank you very much for returning the briefcase. However, why didn't you take it and run away?" Amanda then addressed the elderly guy. With a fixed gaze, Casimiro remarked, "Young people, I was just like you once. I owned a small business in addition to my wife and kids. However, we went bankrupt when a worker in whom I had the utmost faith stole substantial sums of money from the company. After that, I started drinking alcohol and acting like a homeless person, since my wife and kids no longer wanted to hear from me. Temptation is evil since it only ends up destroying a person's life and soul." Astonished, Guillermo was unable to believe the elderly man's depressing tale, as he succinctly and really described to them how the heist of which he was a victim had devastated his life. "You now have the chance to live a wiser life, and above all, avoid making snap judgments about individuals without fully understanding their situations. That can make you turn to street begging." Guillermo and Amanda felt a great deal of regret for the old man's lesson in humility. They both apologized and gave him hugs. Don Casimiro was running a classy office and donning new attire in a matter of months. He was rewarded for saving Amanda and Guillermo by being employed as an executive counselor. "I appreciate you seeing. Would you kindly like and post the video on social media? We'll respond to you as soon as we can."